What's up, Tiger Gang? It's JT here from the Poco Moonshine family. It's another episode of Chatting with Carnivores. Today we got Lawrence from Carnivore Soldier. How you doing?
I'm doing great, JT. Good to see you.
Man, I'm glad to have you on, man.
Carnivores today. We got Lawrence from Carnivore Soldier. Sorry. How you doing?
Oh, you're all good.
I had it back here. Go ahead.
You're all good. Yeah, man. This is Mission Carnivore today, man. We are not playing around, man. We've got a mission, and it's to talk some carnivore. But before we do, I got some general questions. I do. Where are you from, and where are you at now?
Okay, I'll start with where I'm at. I'm in Austin, Texas, which is the anvil of the sun right now. We are like been 105, 107 every day. And I mean, I'm used to the heat from being in the service, and we've been out in the heat, but I retired to get away from that stuff. So I can't wait to get some cool weather. Where I'm from originally, born and raised in San Jose, California, and then moved to Michigan while I was in high school and joined the military after I graduated. So, and then after that, I traveled all around in the military because I joined the Navy initially. I was a nuclear engineer on a submarine. So it was a fast attack submarine.
Before we get there, what led you to the military? What called
I got in a fight with my dad.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I left all pissed off. I'm like, I don't have to listen to you no more. I came back like, yeah, I don't have to listen to you no more, Dad. And he was a vet, and he laughed. He's like, that's right. Now you got to listen to the drill sergeant,
Yeah.
So that was just me being impulsive and dumb. But I had always wanted. I mean, I was a big John Wayne fan. Sands of Iwo Jima, Green Berets. I always wanted to do my part. My family has a military history. Grandfathers on both sides. My dad. I did want to serve, and I just went and did it. I had an excuse, and I just went and got the recruiter and did it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I appreciate you for your service, man. Because
thanks, man.
You're still out here serving. You're still out here serving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're serving them with the carnivore mission carnivore. You know what I'm saying? I love that.
Yeah, this is my new mission, and it's kind of a new one because I'm new to carnivore only since March 22nd. So I'm on like day 157.
Day one, congratulations, man. I'm on day 65. What health issues or what exactly led you to wanting to do carnivore?
So I retired from the Army. I started in the Navy and then transitioned to the Army during the wars, after 9/11 and after a break in service. But after running and gunning with my troops, I retired in fairly decent shape, but I was dinged up in 2019. And I was like 53 when I retired. And then my health, once I retired, I wasn't, my health started going downhill. I started gaining weight. My body wasn't responding in the gym like I was used to it because I had been working out my whole life. So I knew how my body's supposed to react. Right. And I was a college athlete, a high school athlete, military, I was always running gun with my troops. I was not the guy running last, I was always in the formation. So, but when my body stopped responding, then I was like, well, is this just because I'm getting old? Is this because I'm in my 50s? Is that what happens? Right. And I really thought that. And then I kind of resigned to just getting old and decrepit and getting out of bed feeling like crap, not even being able to tie my shoes without sitting on the couch. I mean, that had never happened. Right. I mean, stuff like things that I started accepting were unacceptable. And then I had just resigned to that. And then I saw a video on YouTube, got served up from Dante Ferrigno Freedom, his transformation in 120 days on the Lion Diet. And I was like, man, if that guy can do that, I got a way out of here. I got a way back, back to being what I was supposed to be. And that's when I decided. That was the day that I made the decision. And when I made the decision, I'm talking about, I don't know if you know your history, but Cortez, when he came
your microphone's a little choppy.
Oh, is it choppy? Hold on. Sorry, it's a brand new mic.
Okay,
is it working now?
Go. Yeah, it's all good, man.
When Cortez, you have to tell me when it happens. This is a brand new mic. I don't have it tuned in yet. So when Cortez,
it's doing it again, bud.
Is it?
Yeah. Hey. Sorry about that, guys. He got some new schwanky equipment. If you guys wonder, I actually just plug in my PS5 headphones right to the laptop, and That's the magic sauce, man. PlayStation 5 headphones right here. PS5.
Yeah, is this working now?
Yeah, it
Better?
sounds great. Yep.
Okay, so when Cortez landed in the New World with 600 soldiers, he burned his ships, so they had no way back to the old world. And then with those 600 soldiers, he conquered a huge nation of the Aztecs, right?
Yeah, you either win or
that's what he did, and that's what I did. I decided I'm burning ships, man. If Dante Fregno can do it, and then after I saw Dante, I was like, okay, is that an anomaly or is this something happens normally? And I saw Dr. Sean Baker. I saw all these, Dr. Chafee, Dr. Barry, Dr. Kiltz, all these doctors doing it. I'm like, okay, this is real. It's not some fad thing. And these guys have been doing it for a long time. So I can do that. And that's when I just decided I'm burning chips. This is it.
Yeah. And like we were saying right before we came on there, it's nice to see their examples, but it's also nice to hear other people's, like your story, like what does a week of eating look like for you?
So I've been on Lion Diet for the last 33 days of my 157. And when I'm on Lion Diet, I usually eat a couple hamburger patties at lunch, maybe 2 or 3. So, half to 3/4 pounds of beef. And then at night, I'll have a steak. And that's it. And and sometimes I don't even have the steak. I'm satisfied. I'm satiated. So maybe I'll just eat 3 burger patties and I just won't be hungry. And then the next day just rolls around. And so I might be doing OMAD or 2MAD. That happens. Rarely do I ever eat breakfast anymore.
Yeah, if I do eat breakfast food, it's usually around like 11:30 or 12 o'clock around lunchtime. Sometimes I still have a hankering for like eggs and bacon. What's your favorite thing to eat on Carnivore?
My favorite? A ribeye. Now I have a recipe. I got some recipes on my channel, and I have a recipe called a smoked reverse seared ribeye. You need to try it out. You have to have a smoker to do it. But if you don't have a smoker, you can actually do the reverse sear in an oven. So if you just have an oven and a frying pan, you can do it. Okay. And that is like the best way to make a steak juicy from end to end. No part is too well done. And then just salt it. That's my favorite thing.
Get the Redmond's real salt. And
I do. Redmond's is it, man. That's where it's at. And I learned that smoked reverse sear technique from a barbecue place in Llano, Texas. So I have a Jeep. I'm a Jeeper. A lot of veterans are, and I do overland.
How many
Jeeping.
ducks you got?
I don't do ducks, man. If I get ducks, I give them away because I'm generous, and also I don't duck my Jeep. Right. So
all right. I know if you guys aren't sure, ducks are things with Jeep.
Yeah, and people give me ducks. I just pay it forward right away. As soon as I see another Jeep, I give it away. And someone who's going to appreciate it, because I don't appreciate that. So I do overland stuff, and there's actually a trail in Central Texas here called Ribeyes and Rivers.
Really? And
you drive through this trail a few hours, going river crossing and everything. And at the end, there's a Cooper's Barbecue in Llano, and they do ribeyes there, smoked ribeyes. Now they're expensive, but they are amazing. So I talked to the pitmaster and learned how he did it, and that's what I learned, and I shared it on my video.
Your mic's
do it again.
Yeah. Now you were also talking about cooking meatballs on your channel. Talking
about what?
You were cooking up meatballs.
Oh yeah, meatballs. That's my son loves those. Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about that, because I don't hear people talk about it enough, man.
Meatballs are a great way to do hamburgers. So you get sick of doing patties, right? And you just make some meatballs with panko, egg as a binder. I put some cheese in there and some bacon bits, real bacon bits, and just make these meatballs. And then I don't even cook them. I just put them in the freezer on a cookie sheet on wax paper, freeze them, and then throw them in the Ziploc. Now I got all these meatballs ready to go as snacks. You can throw them in the air fryer, 4 to 6 at a time for your kid or for you. And it's just super easy. So it makes it, that's part of planning. And I'm a big plan guy. Doing it again?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I am sorry, man.
You're all good. Things happen. We just want to be able to hear your story. So I want to let you know.
I got it. Better?
Yep.
So, I'm a big planner. I was a plans officer. I was a chief warrant officer in the division headquarters when I retired. So I did plans for the last 5 years of my career. And so I'm a big planner. And I think by planning, you can make this an easy transition to this way of eating. It's much easier.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people just don't plan and they get caught flat-footed.
What are some benefits you've noticed on the carnivore diet?
Benefits, well, for my energy level, I feel like I'm in beast mode. If I would have done this when I was active duty, I would have been crushing people and when running and doing push-ups and stuff. Right now, I feel at least 15 years younger. The other day, I went and ran sprints up a hill in the middle of the day, 95 degrees, and I was running 25-meter sprints, full speed at 57 years old, feeling great. Also, weight is important, but it's not my main thing. So weight loss is really important, but it's not my main thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's really just being healthy and being, and today I had to go buy more shorts because my other shorts I just can't wear anymore. I'm down to 236. I started at 280.
Wow, dude, that's awesome.
So I'm 44 pounds down now.
That's awesome.
I mean, it feels great. I mean, here, I'll show you. I mean, for 57, I mean, I'm in pretty good shape,
Yeah, man, you're looking solid, man.
Yeah, I'm feeling great. I feel like I'm in beast mode all the time. So every aspect of my life has gotten better. Mental health, physicality, my strength has doubled. I use the X3 conditioning system. If you know what that is, Dr. Jacquish, he's a carnivore and he does a rubber band strength conditioning system for executives. Okay. So I work out 20 to 40 minutes a week. That's all I do.
Really?
And then I hike and I run. So I don't do hours at the gym or anything. And it just builds muscle because there is an anabolic quality to this diet. I mean, even if you don't work out, you're going to put muscle on, guaranteed.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've put on some muscle, like, cause a couple of days, like when I've seen I measure with the tape too. So on days when my belly goes down in inches, sometimes my weight will actually go up on the scale. So
yep,
it's best to kind of what do you do? Do you just look at the scale, look at the mirror, look at the measurements?
It's my shorts when I'm putting them on lately, and my shirts. Like this shirt, when I bought it, didn't fit, and now it's perfect.
Wow.
I bought it. I was disappointed because it was, sometimes you get a shirt that's a double XL and it fits different than another shirt that's double XL. This is a small double XL, but now it fits me perfect. And then my shorts, like I said, I had to go buy new shorts. And today, because I only had one pair I could wear. And I was trying to hold out because I was like, well, the cold weather's going to come, and I just can't do one pair of shorts. I mean, it just doesn't work in Texas heat. So now I got two pairs. It'll get me through till the fall.
Yeah, I went and bought extra large stuff. And then now I lost more weight. And now all the extra large, I look like I'm floating in it, and I just went into large today, and this is even still kind of baggy. So I don't know. I might even be down to a medium now already. So it's like, holy crap.
Yeah. Lesson learned. Don't buy too much.
Yes.
Because you just buy it a little at a time. I bought 2 pairs of pants.
Yeah. Just take it a little bit at a time until your body has hit a level where you've adjusted properly, and you're not going to also need new pairs of clothes again in like a week.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah, it sounds
Back
good.
up. Okay.
Well, now you do have a dog. Let's talk about your dog. What's your dog's name?
Duke. I named him after John Wayne. Like I said, I'm a John Wayne fan. So the Duke, right? And he's right here with me, laying down at my feet. He's my service dog. He's 130 pounds. Great name. That's and awesome. He's lean. He's ripped.
Yeah, and we were talking earlier. Now, he's on a carnivore diet, right?
That's right.
Now, can you explain to people that putting your dog on a carnivore diet, could you explain to them how you do it and how it's not that expensive as people might think? Because I really think we all need to educate ourselves in this area. It's very important, and the dogs should feel just as good as we do.
That's right. And they'll last longer and be cheaper to own too. So my neighbor put his dog on carnivore diet as well. His dog was a young Doberman Pinscher, and he's on carnivore as well. But we both saw instant results in ourselves. We're like, hey, let's do the dogs. So to do dogs don't require the same amount of fat as we do because our brains are much bigger, much more sophisticated, need the extra fat and cholesterol to operate on. for dogs, if you release dogs in the field, they're going to go out and hunt birds, rabbits, snakes, little squirrels, and those are all really lean meat. So all I did was I did research, found out what dogs eat, and then now what I do is I just buy 10-pound bags of chicken quarters, and they're $4.40 for 10 pounds. I buy 6 to 8 of them and grind them myself and put them in 1-pound containers and freeze them, and then just feed him 2 pounds a day because he's 130 pounds. If he was half the weight, he'd eat 1 pound a day. There's calculators online. You can figure out what they need. But as a result, his poops went from giant human-sized poops that were terrible to pick up to just like when with us, just little tiny poops, and they're really hard and they're nice and not super hard, but they're easy to pick up. They're never and they turn white in the sun because of all the calcium from the bones that get ground up. Wow. So they're easy to find. You just oh, there's a white poop right there. Boom, pick it up. It makes your job of owning the dog easier. Their coat gets better.
Yeah, I'm interested because I'm actually gonna take your advice and get my dogs doing the same thing, because I think it's just as important that they feel like us. Because I don't know if you're probably like me and the rest of the dog owners, they're your family members, and you really you want them around as long as possible.
He's actually my service dog, so he's with me a lot, even when we go grocery shopping and such. I mean, he's got his vest, and he goes, basically, I'm a disabled vet, so I have medical conditions that he helps with. So he's with me a lot. And when I go on the trail, he has his little hammock in the back seat, and he jumps in. Usually goes hiking with me when I do the walk and talk videos. People love Duke. He's a great dog.
How old is Duke?
What's that?
How old is Duke?
He's 7.5. And for a Great Dane, that's really old. Wow. But he is really energetic and looks way younger.
That's awesome. Let's get just to some comments. I don't want to get too far behind here.
Yeah.
Pure Bride, hi, I'll be here listening. Okay, hello, how you doing?
Cool. Pure Bride's from one of the groups I'm in.
Okay, nice. Carnivore Scott, howdy, gentlemen. How you doing, Carnivore Scott? I am retired as well.
Nice.
Eric Carnivore RN, retirement walking profile. Hoo-ha.
Yeah, it's an Army guy who got beat up, so he can't run anymore. Walking profile means that. I had that too.
I got you. Carnivore Sky retired in 2004 after 20 years, medically boarded at year 18, but survived that. Nice.
That means they tried to get him out at 18 for medical, but he made it to 20 and got his retirement.
You got the code, man.
Oh, yeah, I know all this.
Carver Scott, thank you for your service. My wife has a nephew who is the captain of a boat.
Oh, submarine. Submarines are not ships, they're boats. So if he's a captain of a boat, that's pretty awesome. That's really hard to do.
Carnivore dog sitter, Becky. Hey, there you go. Hi, JT and Lawrence. Yeah, we got to get the carnivore dog sitter feeding carnivore doggy treats too.
Yep.
Carrie, hey, how's it going, bud?
Oh, man, I love watching Carrie's channels. He's one of the ones that influenced me as well, and you, I know. And I love watching Homestead How. I tell you, I really look up to that guy.
I've been watching him for years. He's just, man, even when he goes on family vacations, the angles, man, the angles. Carnivore Scott, hello, Carrie and Becky. Carnivore dog share, Becky. There is a lion lurking in here. Uh-oh. There's a tiger. That's Tiger Gang. And that was Tiger Gang Carrie. He's also known as Tiger Gang Carrie. Or Alia calls him Care Bear. Carnivore dog sitter. Hi, Scott and Carrie. Carrie, Carrie, you didn't have to do that, bud.
Nice.
Carrie, you got a big heart. You guys, he really does have a big heart. He's always your microphone a little bit there, but he's always looking to do what he can where he can, and it's hard to find a friend like that out here. It really is. Thank you, Carrie. Love you, bud. Carnivore dog sitter Becky, she sent a bunch of hearts. Carnivore Scotland, thank you, bud. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate you guys.
Did I retire out of Fort Hood? I was in Fort Hood for a while. I actually retired National Guard. So I retired out of Camp Mabry, which is the Texas headquarters. I was in the 36th Infantry Division when I retired there, and I was in the G6, which is networking. I'm a network engineer, so I was a geek with a machine gun, which means I could equally shoot you from 300 meters or hack your computer, whichever you fear worst.
That's awesome. Now I've been asking all the military folks that come on here, you seen any UFOs?
I have not seen UFOs.
Okay, and if you well, you can always blink, if you would like to talk about this in a more secure location.
Yeah, I've seen a
Awesome.
lot of stuff, but no UFOs yet.
Yet. Okay, I like how you said yet. Look good at Carrie actually, he's seen a UFO. I don't, and he's got a photo of it too. I don't know what that thing is. Look good to this grandma. Yeah, he does. You look good, man. I'm telling you, you look great,
Thanks.
man.
57. I'm
Wow,
creeping up on 60.
wow, yeah, you don't look like it at all. Eric Carnivore RN, phenomenal weight loss. Yeah, Lawrence is killing it, dude. And I just real quick before we read some more of those, let's bring up his YouTube, guys.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Boom. Hold on, one more button. Boom. Carnivore Soldier right here. Whoops, sorry about that. Make sure you guys smash the subscribe button, okay? Let's get him to 1,000 subscribers.
Yep.
And he's gonna be posting. You can be posting more of the dog too, right?
Oh yeah, I'm going to keep posting the dog, the walks. I actually started a new playlist for movie reviews. I'm doing carnivore movie reviews, and I can't wait to review the carnivore diet movie when Carrie's done with it.
Oh yes, well, it's gonna be phenomenal. I'm telling you, like it.
Yep.
Just get ready, man. Like just get ready. And I'm glad that you mentioned movies because you in one of your videos you were reviewing that sugar film.
Yeah, fantastic.
What does that got to do with carnivore? Can you clue us in?
Yeah, so carnivore basically reverses the damage that the standard American diet inflicts on us. And the standard American diet really wasn't introduced to our way of eating until 1900, 1830s, 1910. That's when actually by 1911, all four, I call them the four horsemen of the apocalypse. You had sugar added to the diet. You had seed oils added to the diet. Then you had refined wheat. And then you had the hydrogenated oils. That was in 1911. And then all those started becoming, that's everything you need to make the junk food out there that we eat every day that make up 70% of the American standard diet now. Everything in the middle of the grocery store is made up of those or has those in them in high quantity. So ever since then, all the sicknesses just ramped up. Sorry, guys.
You're all good.
Ever since then, can you hear me?
Yep.
Ever since then, all these sicknesses ramped up, right? And then when we switched to a carnivore diet, we're eating whole foods. Well, so sugar is one of those horsemen, right? So this guy took, he had given up sugar, and actually not just sugar. So this is the way it starts. He had given up all, processed foods and was just eating whole foods, which is vegetables and meat, mostly meat. And he was very healthy. And they took a baseline, and then what he did is started eating what the standard Australian eats in a day in sugar equivalency. So, which is actually 40 tablespoons of sugar per day, I think. It's ridiculous. Oh. And that's all hidden sugars. He made rules, and the rules were like, hey, I can't eat anything that's overtly sugar, like no sodas, no candy, no ice cream. He had to eat bread. He had to eat yogurts, things that were low fat, that say they're health food. Mm-hmm. And he easily hit that 40 tablespoons per day. His first bowl of cereal was 20 tablespoons. He did, and he was shocked.
Wow.
Cereal and milk. And then he went to America and found that it was really hard to keep it under 40 because we add way more sugar to our foods than other. And if you've gone overseas, you know what I'm talking about. The food tastes different. The ketchup tastes different. It doesn't have as much sugar. It doesn't have any high fructose corn syrup. So then he went to America, and his body just blew up in 3 months. So it's the reverse of what we're seeing. So our body heals in 3 months completely almost. He did the opposite and got sick. And then at the end of the movie, he gets off the sugar. So he talks mostly about sugar, but I think that movie is a good gateway for friends and family to show them what you're talking about. And then you can add in that, yeah, there's also seed oils in what he was eating, not just sugar. There's also, hydrogenated fats in there. And there's also wheat in all that stuff he's eating. So you can kind of explain it better if they see that. So I think it's really useful. I'm going to be looking at different movies and giving a carnivore spin so you can go into it watching. Maybe you can recommend them to friends or family or loved ones.
No, I really like that. I think that's a great idea. You should do some like cowboys too, because cowboys, man, they ate a lot of meat out there. You know, they didn't have much yogurt available.
No, on the trail it was meat.
Right. Yeah, no, they couldn't go to the nearest vegan place on the trail. You know what I'm saying?
Right, they were eating beans and drinking meat, eating meat, and oh, sorry, still doing it.
Yep. Pure Bride says, and he was probably running those sprints with a 40-pound vest.
I was not. Do you hear? Can you hear me now? Is it working?
Yep.
Okay, I did not wear the vest when I ran the sprints. I wear the vest. So a 40-pound vest is almost what we wear when we wear our armor and like a loadout, right? We're a little heavier than that. In the Army, when you're walking around and you're wearing your combat helmet like there, the ACH, and you're wearing you're weighed down. I mean, you're wearing 50 to 60 pounds, and if you got a pack on, it's a lot.
You're wearing
and then your whole uniform,
person,
your boots. Yeah. So no, that's why I like to walk with a vest. Plus, that's the weight I lost, right? And it's so amazing to me that I'm walking and I take that vest off and it feels great. I'm like, man, I can't believe every day I had that 40 pounds on me. No wonder I couldn't tie my dang shoes. No wonder I couldn't get any motivation to do anything, right?
Yeah,
and now
all that
motivation,
awesome.
you know, energy. I mean, it's just amazing.
Are you snoring?
No, I don't think I am. I don't know. I mean, I don't wake up. So sometimes I wake up without being able to breathe before. I think I was probably waking myself up, but that doesn't happen anymore. I have not had that since I've been carnivore, but it's only been 157 days. You know, I don't know for sure.
Only 157, man. You're crushing it.
Oh, it's easy. It gets so easy. It gets super easy. It does. Just stay with it. And that's what one of the things I think people need to do is build resilience, right?
Yeah.
And the only way to build resilience is to fail and get back up. You can't build resilience if you're always succeeding. Yep. So when you eat that piece of cake or that Pop-Tart like Ferrigno Freedom did, and then the next day he gets back on the horse, right? And he starts eating steaks. And that was a little hiccup. It didn't change, didn't change his trajectory. And if that's building resilience, because now you know, okay, been there, done that. The Pop-Tart didn't even taste good. And that's usually what people will find. That salad, whatever, that thing I thought was great, that burger. My son ate a burger because he's doing carnivore too. And that was on his choice, not mine. And he's 14. And he ate a burger at Whataburger, which I got to admit are awesome Texas burgers, right? But he ate one. He's like, Dad, it wasn't even good. It wasn't worth it. And then his stomach got really upset, obviously, because you introduced bread and seed oil sauces and all this crap in there. And that's the thing. So it doesn't taste as good as you remember it. Trust me, when you try. But when you do make a mistake, no problem. Don't beat yourself up. I'm going to get this fixed when I start streaming my own stuff. So don't beat yourself up. Get back on that horse. Hey.
Yeah, like John Wayne would, he ain't going to, cry about nothing. He's just going to get right back on the damn horse and keep cowboying,
That's right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Can you hear me now? Good.
Yeah. Get back on that horse. That's here's this. I'm kind of embarrassed because I was a signal officer and here I am having signal communication issues right here on my own gear. But it's kind of embarrassing. But yeah, getting up on the horse, and that's how you build resilience, because then you have a history of doing that. And one thing I like the way you talk about thinking about things, right? Making decisions. So when you make a plan, you're thinking about what's required to do something, right? And then those thoughts turn into actions. And then if you do those actions over time, that becomes habits, right? Yep. And then those habits become your character, and the character actually determines your destiny, right?
Another word for becomes your character, becomes your new paradigm.
That's right. So now you're not the guy who falls off the horse. You're the guy that always gets back up, right? You're the guy that when he falls, and that's to say that's his character. He gets up whenever he falls, right? Football players, boom, they pop up. Right. That's what you do. You pop up. You don't just drag yourself up. And, if you like in football, people will get a short memory, right? They blow coverage. That's one play they lost, but the next play, forget that, move forward. And that's how you succeed. You talk about your coach a lot. I mean, I played sports too, and that's what you have to do. You have to develop a short memory. That only happens by doing the reps.
Yep.
You can't just read about it and go, oh, that makes sense. I'm just going to do that. Nope. You have to take the hits. Yeah. And you're going to take the hits. You're going to take mental.
You're all good, man. Nothing to apologize. And we don't mind taking the hits. Carnivore Scott,
Yeah.
shout out to you, man. You are if you also I do want to say if you guys have any question for the Carnivore Soldier, make sure you
Yeah.
put a Q before so I can tell it's a question a lot easier. And then because he's live in the flesh here right now and he's on a mission. It's called Mission Carnivore. Air
Right.
Carnivore RN, easier to convert meat to muscle than convert a plant to muscle. I've definitely noticed an ease of adding muscle. Yeah, plants to
Yeah.
muscle.
It's anabolic, man. There is an anabolic quality to it, which I mean, so when I was young in my 20s, I actually did a cycle of steroids to see what it felt like. Because I was going to the gym all the time. I was an athlete in college. I thought, you know what? In the summer, I'm going to try it. So I did Dianabol and testosterone, and I had huge growth and strength. I can tell you right now, this feels like that to me. When you go work out, you have all this surge of strength. I've doubled my strength. I've doubled it since
Mhm.
March
Wow.
in all my workouts, and I just put muscle on so easily.
That's incredible. And like I've been noticing like there's people with eating disorders, where they couldn't gain weight and they're on carnivore now thriving. Like it's like it's
Right.
helping people optimize their body. It's body optimization, really. It is like you can lose the weight or gain it if you need whatever your body's gonna tell you what you need. Go to Goodwill, JT. Yeah, it's a great idea to get for everybody to get cheap clothes in the meantime while you're
Mm-hmm.
literally transforming. Maybe pop into Goodwill and try some things on and see what you're fitting in and get one or two things so you don't spend a whole wardrobe's worth of money, and that happens. Sounds beautiful.
Absolutely.
Carnivore dog sitter. My Brutus is carnivore. He's a Chihuahua. Hey, shout out to Brutus the Chihuahua. He's on my video today. LOL. I'll have to check that out
I'll check it
after the
out too.
stream here because I have two Chihuahuas. I have a Jack Russell Chihuahua. He's a Jack Chi, and I have a Chai Weenie. He's a Chihuahua wiener dog, so we call him a Chai Weenie. Looks like a little hot dog running around the house. Carnivore Scott, Chief Technology, the enabler.
Yeah, I was a chief warrant officer, so that's why he's calling me chief.
You were a chief.
Chief warrant officer is different than a regular officer. We're technical experts, and we start off enlisted. So I had a long enlisted career before I became an officer. Because of that, we have a lot more. It's harder to get in. Actually, it's way harder to be a chief warrant officer than it is a regular officer. You have to be an exemplary NCO. You have to be, leader of the pack. You have to get boarded to get in. As an officer, you can just come out of college. Here you go. Come on in. Here's some bars. You go do your thing. So I was a chief warrant officer. So everyone calls me the chief. But I mean, like even higher ranked officers like colonels and stuff would be like, some major would make a presentation to the colonel, and then the colonel would be like, all right, chief, what do you think? And he'd ask me and I'm way below major, but I'd be like, oh, here's what's going on. And, he'd listen to me more than he would a major typically, because I've been around.
Eric Carnivore RN says post a picture or do a video of dogs starting carnivore, picture of the quarters. Yeah, if you could do a video on how you do your dog's meal, that would actually help all of us. And I'll share too, because I really believe that the dogs should be, and cats. Now that leads me to the next comment here. Angie, I got you, girl. What would you recommend for a cat? Do you got any recommendations?
I would say, can you hear me? I would say that what you do is you go online and look for people that are feeding their cats a carnivore diet. Search YouTube. That's a great thing. And then, like their videos. I'm a big proponent of that, and I'm going to explain that in a minute. But because you have to find someone that's doing that. Now, we can do, logically, just like, what do cats in the wild eat, right? They eat mice. They eat birds. They may eat a snake. They're not eating fatty animals. They're not eating cattle. You don't have to feed a cat or a dog beef because it's got too much fat for them. They don't eat that in the wild. And what they really don't eat is rice and carrots steamed. They don't eat that. They never have. You got to look at what they actually eat. When I had a friend that owned a shop, and his dog Pumpkin looked great all the time, had a little terrier dog. And I was like, hey, what do you feed Pumpkin? He goes, I don't feed Pumpkin. Pumpkin goes in the field and brings it back. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. So that's when the light bulb goes on. Like, oh, okay. You don't need to necessarily feed them kibble, manufactured food.
Yeah.
So
So you do believe though, like the cats can get on carnivore too, and it could be affordable if they do it right.
Yeah, I mean, cats. A lot of people have outdoor cats that they don't really feed, but occasionally, and their cats are actually just hunting. They are natural killers.
Gets the little mouse around the house, you know.
That's right, natural killers.
Or there was a mouse in the house, not anymore,
Yeah.
right? The carnivore cure. Oh man, thank you, bud. I really appreciate that. That helps me support the channel here, and we keep doing interviews and share everybody's story. I love ribeyes, obviously, but love the prime sirloin from Costco. Prime grade, cheaper cuts are awesome. Pro tip. Thank you. Hey, that's Todd. Where do you get the chicken from, Lawrence?
So I get my chicken from Costco. Or not Costco. Some Costco's have it. This one doesn't near me. I get it from HEB, which is our local grocery store. Okay. Walmart carries it usually. Costco sometimes carries it. Depends which one. My local grocery store definitely carries it. This is a 10-pound bag of chicken quarters, and they're $4.50 a piece. So it costs me half of what I used to feed in with kibble.
And what is a chicken quarter? I'm not even sure what
it's like the hind quarter of a chicken, like the leg. So I grind it. So I bought a grinder, and I have a link on my website, carnivoresoldier.com, to all the stuff I use in my carnivore daily stuff, including Redmond salt, grinder. So if you ever want to go there, just affiliate links. But I just basically cut the web of the leg and drop it into the grinder, and I grind the bones and everything, because that's what animals eat.
I was wondering that. That's why I wanted to really get into this talk, because you're really educating people for the dogs.
Yeah, so dogs would eat bones out in raw. You don't want to give them cooked bones. But the raw chicken, you just make sure it's not frozen. You grind it up, and I put him in, and he eats it all. And what he poops out is actually the waste, just like what we do now. I mean, I know your poops are small like mine are, because you're not eating waste. You're not eating stuff you can't digest. You digest almost everything you eat, and so does Duke. So now, what comes out is a lot of it's calcium from the bones. He gets all the marrow out of it, all the good, all the things he needs, he gets out of that.
What's your favorite cut of meat? I'm curious.
Ribeye for sure.
Todd loves the ribeyes.
Oh yeah, but I'm going to take that. I'm going to check out the prime cheaper cuts and see what based on that. I want to take a look at that.
Gotcha. Carnivore Scott, the nephew is in the same field you started in. You were Navy. Just saying. What is that? OPSEC.
OPSEC. That's operational security.
OPSEC? Okay.
Yeah, OPSEC. So I was on a fast attack submarine during the Cold War when we were going against the Soviet Union before the fall, because the Soviet Union fell in '89, right?
You're born.
Yeah, and I was actually, when I was 19 years old, I was running top secret operations off the coast of the Soviet Union, doing spy stuff, and so I don't buy into the my 26-year-old kid thing. That doesn't make sense to me. Like, if you're 20, you should be out doing stuff. You shouldn't be living at home. Unless you're doing stuff and living at home and like paying your way, so I don't buy into this whole.
Yeah. Unless you're like taking care of like let's say you had your mother was disabled or something,
Yeah. That's different.
Right.
Yeah. I'm talking about kids living on the couch in the basement.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
Playing Fortnite to their.
Yeah, exactly.
What he thinks that. Jay Miller, love my bro, Carnivore Soldier. Yes, dude, he's a lovable dude, man, and he served.
That's country. My sister. That's my biological sister there.
Oh,
up in Dallas.
Oh, okay. So she's probably put you in a noogie or two. Is she older than you or younger?
I'm the oldest.
Oh, okay. You're the oldest. Okay, so you probably put her in a noogie then.
I want to touch on this too, because she did ask. So our mother died of Alzheimer's very young, back in 2017. And a lot of doctors are calling Alzheimer's the type 3 diabetes, right? And I really believe it is. Her diet was atrocious. She would just eat like all day what she'd eat, just a box of wheat thins with spray cheese on it or spread cheese on it, which is all seed oil, all wheat, all sugar. It's everything you don't want, and that's all she'd eat. And her mental state declined rapidly until she died. And I tell you, if you see someone die from Alzheimer's, it's a horrible way to go. Horrible. And so for me, that's another thing. Brain health. This again, I'm going to protect myself as much as I can. And this is something that, tied into that experience of losing my mother at a young age. Because if I follow her path exactly, then in 10 years I'm going to be dead. She died at 67. I'm 57, and that's not going to happen. But she was already losing her memory, and I'm not anywhere near there. But I've been eating a healthier diet than she did too. So, and my sister and brother have the same fears. They have the same that it could happen to us. But I think it's less genetic. I think,
isn't it?
I think there's a genetic proclivity to it, but then I think the diet is the enabler. It's the catalyst, right? Yeah. So if you don't do the bad diet, and you eat healthy, I think you can protect yourself. We'll see.
Yeah, I feel like a bad diet would just maybe trigger some of those things that run into you. I think I just heard Duke.
Mm-hmm. That's Duke.
Shaking off.
Flapping his ears. He just got up. Yeah.
My dog does that in the middle of the night. It sounds like it's like he does it so fast. It's hilarious. Carnivore Scott, cool. I was a weather observer forecaster for 20 years. I served. Did you see any UFOs, Scott? I served with the 1st Armored Division, 32nd. I can't read the rest of that. Maybe you can help me out here.
Those are just different commands, Okay. Yeah, so he just Scott, listing off where he served.
Like I'm real wet behind the ears today, which I am. Yeah. See, I don't get embarrassed when I don't know something. I actually get excited because then I just ask the question, because I learned with the law of polarity, the opposite of every question, there's an answer. So right. As soon as I get the answer, then I have a new level of awareness. So guys, never be embarrassed if you don't know something. And also, if you don't know something, put it in the questions here, and Lawrence can hook you up if he's got the answer. So Ronnie Beeler. Oh, I'm sorry, but I had been ketovore for some time when I realized my dogs and cats needed to go carnivore. They are much stronger, happier, and healthier. They are little and old and do not like raw chicken beef. So how do you cook up the chicken, right?
It's raw.
They just eat the chicken raw, huh?
They do, yeah. He eats it. He tears into that raw every day. Wow. Now, I get it room temperature. I set them out to the room temperature. I get them out of the freezer in the morning. I defrost one and let the other one sit on the counter all day. Okay. And then I give them to him room temperature.
All right. I was wondering about that. Thanks for see. I'm learning all sorts of. Yep. Rob Miller, great job, Larry. You've inspired us. We're on the journey with you.
That's my brother-in-law up in Dallas.
What's up, Rob?
He's cool, man. He's a great guy.
Carnivore Dog Sitter, sub to Carnivore Soldier. Yes, thank you. And guys, make sure you hit the like button and support his story, because he smashed that like button and share it to your friends and family. His story gets out there. Even if you got someone else who's done service for this country, send them this. They can relate. You know what I'm saying? He's on a mission.
Yep.
Eric Carnivore RN, what the government provides to Native Americans every month since 1911.
Yeah, terrible food. And that's why they're all.
Yeah, it's a lot of junk food. And
it's the processed food. It's similar in any country you go to. Australia has the Aborigines, same thing. Africa, same thing when you go into these white townships, and it's terrible.
Pure Bride says, I'm curious to know what kind of medical conditions you have. If you're willing to share, please.
A lot of them are better, but arthritis in knees and back. I have what's called vet bod, which is like dad bod, but a lot more painful from your knees and back from carrying all that gear and doing all the running and stuff we did, right? And all the jumping off trucks and all the crazy stuff, helicopters, all that crazy stuff. So your body gets beat up way more. It accelerates. So I've got arthritis. I've got a bad wheel. My left ankle is jacked up. It was damaged and service related. And then I've got Meniere's disease. And Meniere's disease is from being around high noise environments for prolonged periods of time, and it gives you vertigo. So my left ear is going deaf, and that's where my Meniere's is. That's degenerative. It'll never be healed. But my Meniere's episodes aren't as bad as they were before. So I think this diet has helped. So that's my main. And then before that, I was, I was hypertension, close to needing, statins and all this stuff they were recommended. Now I'm back to normal. Like everything's good.
That's great. That's a great question, guys. Keep the questions coming. Rob Miller, you're an IT guru, Larry. Fix that damn microphone.
That's my brother-in-law stuff.
It is going again.
So here's a pro tip. Don't get a brand new microphone the day before you stream on the day you stream on a show. All right. I learned my lesson. I'll have it fixed by the time I start doing my live streams. But I would like to talk real quick about the, oh wait, he's got something. Is it is it something carnivore could cure? Carnivore can't cure the damage to my ear. That won't be cured. It's degenerative. It's not reversible. It may slow it, but eventually I will go deaf in that ear.
Eric Wright is also a huge component to the WIC program.
Yep. All the poor people are being fed the worst food you can get, courtesy our government.
Yeah, why do you think,
Yeah, they're getting paid. People are getting paid.
We are grinding our dog food tonight. There you go. Ann and Nancy love it and are getting healthy and lean.
That's their dogs. Ann and Nancy from Heart, they named them Ann and Nancy.
Yeah, guys, start looking for some sale chicken for your dogs, and get the dogs on that. Get them feeling good. My first son family job was at Whataburger.
Nice.
Oh, your first one? Okay.
Whataburger is definitely a Texas staple. If you have to come down, hey JT, I hope you come down to like KetoCon next year in Austin. We can meet up if you do. It's great.
You never know. I'm not against keto. I would rather start like a gathering of the carnivores.
No, but all the carnivores come down here. KetoCon, you'll see Dr. Baker, Dr. Chafee. They're all here, and they're all talking at KetoCon. So
I got you.
I think carnivore is just a subset of it, right? So they have their own.
We need Carnivore Con. I mean, I'm
agreed.
Carnivore Scott, we would all do well to research a part of our brain called the RAS, reticular activation system. This is akin to our firewall. What you focus on becomes permissions to flow through. Yep. What you think about, you become.
Yeah.
What you think about increases. Go looking for ghosts, you'll find them.
CW5, no. I was in a CW4 slot. Up to CW4, and actually I was in a CW3 slot, but the slot topped at CW4. But I was only a CW2 because they determined I was so critical for a division that they put me in there. And I did, basically we were doing a warfighter, which is an evaluation of a division before you deploy. And I got the whole network system running perfectly and aced through it. And I did too good of a job. So they sucked me into division and they didn't let me go to school. I didn't really want to actually go down to Fort Gordon for, 8 months. So I stayed there and I just retired out of CW2. But I could have been a CW3, not a 5, because I was only a chief warrant officer after 2011. That's when I got commissioned.
Jay Miller, for cat, ground chicken?
I would research that, Janine, or sis, I guess. I think outed you on here. But yeah, I'd research that on Google. I don't know about cats, but I know they'd eat birds for sure, so that's probably safe.
Yeah, yep, it's a big bird. Janine, Jay Miller, Carnivore Soldier, how did Alzheimer's and dementia impact?
Okay, I already addressed that one, I think.
Pure Bride, I work at Costco.
Nice.
You got the hookup then.
So I hear that when you go to Costco early in the morning, right when they open, the meats that are expiring are cheap. The meats that are a 1 day away, so you can get there right when they open and run back to the meat aisle and get discounts. That's what I hear. I've not done it yet.
That's a pro tip, guys. Jay Miller, Aldi also carries chicken quarters, $4.72 per 10-pound bag. Ooh, nice. There you go. See, that's why you got to tune in here, because you can learn how to take care of your dogs and then where to get it. Thank you, Janine. Franny Beeler, question: did you find the military diet horrible?
At the time, I didn't, unless you're talking about MREs, because MREs are the little meals ready to eat. Those are always terrible. But at the time, I thought I was eating healthy, salads, steak. I thought I was eating but everything had seed oils, everything's, So yes, it is horrible, but I didn't know any better.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
It's actually governed by the government, and the government sets their standards, which is the food pyramid or whatever it is now, but it's still the garbage junk.
Yep. Carnivore Scott, Jay Miller, I have done some reading on how stearic acid C18, a component of meat, and how this long chain fatty acid has a direct impact on your, what is that? Mitochondrial function?
Yeah, mitochondria is like the thing that drives the cell.
Okay, learning a lot tonight. I'm really behind in comments.
That's where cancer starts, when your mitochondria gets damaged, which seed oils do, so.
Yep. Carnivore Scott, yep. Ignorance is curable. Yes, it is. Yep, you just got to keep learning. I have subscribed. There you go.
Thank you.
Guys, make sure you subscribe. Pure Bride. Yes, his
Is the mic going
microphone.
again?
No, you're good. You're good right now. You're good.
Okay.
That's probably from earlier.
Oh, she's laughing at it from earlier.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk.
I got the signal. It's not doing it right now, but whenever
Okay.
it is, I'll
Yeah, I see the signal. So I'd like to talk about the subscription thing, right?
Yeah.
So here's the deal. There are a limited number of us content providers in the carnivore community, and it's growing. But for us to get our message out, okay, is it better? So to get the message out, we have to be found by the YouTube algorithm, right? And what I challenge people to do is, if you're not going to be, if you can become a content creator, great, do it. If you don't have the time or the desire, then make sure as part of your carnivore journey, you go out and like and subscribe and find new carnivore people, or even existing ones, and like and subscribe and watch their. I challenge you to watch at least 2 videos every morning. For one, to give you motivation, keep you on track. When you do fall off, you have the success story to look at. And then for another thing is, you're going to help that video get found by somebody. I guarantee you, Dante Ferregno, someone watched his video, and because they liked and subscribed, it came in my feed. It changed my life. It changed my brother's life, my sister's life. It changed my neighbor's life. So because someone liked and subscribed, that is what drove that video. And same with Carrie. Well, you were on Homestead How already, so I won't say for you, but it happens a lot, right? A lot of people who find it. People who find this are only driven this way because the algorithm picks us up. Algorithm won't pick us up unless we like this. Now, I'm not just talking about my channel. I'm talking about other carnivores. Just go out and support it. Make it, get in the fight, and basically drive carnivore videos and carnivore, content creators to the top, so people start seeing it. That's what we need to do as a collective. That's how you fight. That's how you win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's power in numbers. There really is. And then we got to put thought behind those numbers. You know what I'm saying? Right. Carnivore Dog Sitter. I love that this is a family affair. Yep.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Pure Pride. Yes, I am a morning stalker, so I'm there right when we open, and I'm now aware of those meat deals. There you go.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I got to do that.
Woodster, good stuff. Thank you, Bud. Thank you, Brian. Eric Carnivore Iron, I could kill some DFAC right now. Food right now, give me steak, patties, butter.
Yeah. DFAC is a dining facility in the military. That's a DFAC. Yeah.
I'm learning all sorts of stuff here today. Carnivore Dog Sear, that's how Bill not popped up in my feed, and that's how I started. Yep.
Someone liked and subscribed. So that's what you need to do. Get in that fight daily. Like and subscribe daily.
Yeah,
to new people.
Pull your channel here.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Guys, make sure you go like and subscribe. What can we expect in the future?
I am doing I'm going to continue doing my walk and talks. I'm going to continue doing reaction videos to some of the videos that influenced me. And I'm going to continue doing the movie reviews for carnivore movies from a carnivore point of view. So that, so you can find out what documentaries look good that you want, and go in kind of knowing what they're about. So that for sure, that's for sure what I'm going to be doing. And then I'm also connecting with a lot of, yeah, your movie for sure, carnivore diet movie. But I'm connecting with a lot of veterans and law enforcement who say they really. Yeah, I'm connecting with a lot of veterans and law enforcement, retirees and active people who say they really connect with me. So, like, you can connect with people that I can't. Your generation is different than mine, and also your background is. So I can definitely connect with those people. So that's why we need to all work as a community. And it's not about like my channel outgrowing someone else. It doesn't matter. My channel has to exist separate because someone else will relate to me that may not relate to Homestead How, or to you, or even Dr. Barry, right? Like I said, if I had to see only Dr. Chafee and Dr. Baker and think you had to be a genetic freak to do this, I'd be like, this is no chance for me. But when someone sees an old broken down soldier like me and says, hey, this guy's looking good from 280 to 236 in 157 days and turned everything around in his life, that is hope. Or like you, I don't know what you started at, but I saw your beginning pictures. I know you're a lot heavier, and you're looking good, man.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm never gonna go back to eating and living the way I did, man. I'm really
Right.
It's never gonna happen.
Ditto.
Eric Carnivore, love that advice. Yeah, me too, man. He's got great advice, and you can hear it all the time. Make sure you guys go subscribe to his channel. Rob Miller, need to review the magic pill next.
So the next movie I'm doing is The Perfect Human Diet, and then I'll do the magic pill after that. But Perfect Human Diet is my next one, and that's a paleo movie. But it has a lot of good truths in it, you know, they're carnivore, because paleo is very close to carnivore. It is all whole foods.
Interesting. What are 3 good tips you could give fellow carnivores before we wrap up?
First, start now. Got it? First, I'd say start now. And by starting now, what you need to do to start is you first have to identify your why and make it big. Like for me, it's, you know, to be healthy. Timing on that. You need to make a big why. It could be like, oh man, it's still not working.
Yeah, it's still a little choppy. I just want to make sure we're able to hear you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, can you hear me now?
You're coming in, soldier.
Is it better?
Yeah.
We'd say in the military, you hear me Lima Charlie.
Okay, Lima Charlie.
Loud and clear. Okay.
I'm hearing you.
So find a why and make it big, like dancing at your daughter's wedding or whatever, you know, something that's real, a big why. Then set a goal.
That's good advice.
And the goal shouldn't just be weight. It should be health, fitting into new clothes, whatever, being active again, being physical again. Like for me, it was recovering my athleticism, and then make a plan to get to that goal. And planning is huge. And if you don't know how to plan, check my channel out. I talk about it all the time because I was a plans guy. So that's the first thing, is start now. That's what you need to start. The second thing is when you get knocked down, and you're going to get knocked down, you get off that horse, jump back on and start developing resilience and value those lessons that you learn and value that character that you're building. You're no longer the guy that gets knocked down. You're the guy that gets back up. You got to get pops up like a football player, right? That's going to happen. And the last thing is, after doing this lion diet, I would say I would have started lion. And it's not that different than the regular carnivore, but the results are huge. So I would have started a lion first.
That's great advice.
Like Dante did.
Yeah, and so you're going to stick to carnivore, right? You're planning on sticking to carnivore?
Absolutely. Now I am reintroducing. I had, before I went lion, I did reintroduce a couple seasonings in roasted garlic powder, just to try it on some ribs that I smoked, and it had no bad adverse effects. So you know, some things like, or maybe some garlic powder. I mean, I'm not going to break out and start eating salad, and you're never going to have seed oils again. It's not. You have to be very careful when you look at seasonings, because a lot of seasonings have terrible things in them. And they're hidden. You know, they'll have all kinds of corn stuff, and you know, it's all bad. Yeah. So be careful with your seasonings. But I was thinking of trying some in, and maybe some coffee. You know, that might happen. We'll see.
Well, alcohol, you guys, make sure you go subscribe, go to his channel, and my coach always says that first law of learning is repetition. And so replay his story. There's value in him, and there's value in his story. And if you're a fellow service member, reach out to Lawrence and connect. You know, he's a carnivore soldier, and I'm sure you guys could join up for Mission Carnivore together. The more soldiers, the better, right? More boots on the ground.
Right, boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
We're gonna get some Central Texas gatherings too, meetups, MEAT meetups. You know, we're gonna do that in person.
Yep, and you guys can meet the carnivore MEAT. You can meet the carnivore soldier yourself, you know, sometime. But make sure you link up with them. I got his handle there. Make sure you guys go subscribe. Dude, I have a blast with you. Like, this was fun, and I learned a lot of military stuff here.
Yeah.
Carnivore Scott, man, you should definitely link up with him, man. Yeah, you guys could talk a lot of military. It sounds like we love fun.
Right.
Yeah. But you guys, that's this episode. I will be on in about another 2 hours a little later with my wife. But that's what we got right now. And we'll see you on the next one, guys. See you, Lawrence. I'm going to do my duck face on the way out here.